What's up? Welcome back for another episode of Neighborhood Tours. Today, we're back uptown in Harlem where I live, and we're gonna explore Striver's Row in this episode. We're gonna learn a little bit about the history, how it got its name, these dope buildings that you see around me, how much they cost to build, all these fun facts that I didn't know until a few days ago. And then we're also gonna check out one of my favorite vegan restaurants called Vegan Hood in Harlem. It's gonna be an exciting episode. Let's go. Striver's Row, designated as the St. Nicholas Historic District in 1967, became a symbol of success for African-American elite of the 1920s. Standing along West 138th Street and West 139th Streets between Frederick Douglass and Adam Clayton Powell Boulevards, the four rows of picturesque townhomes that make up Striver's Row look like something out of a movie. They were built between 1891 and 1893 by developer David H. King Jr. The homes were originally called the King Model Houses and were built to serve the elite of Manhattan society. King worked with three different architects so buyers could have multiple options to choose from. McKim, Mead, and White designed Italian Renaissance-style brownstone brick homes on the north side of West 139th. Bruce, Price, and Clarence S. Luce designed the yellow brick and limestone townhomes along the north side of West 138th Street and south side of West 139th Street. James Brown Lord designed the Georgian-style brownstone and red brick homes on the south side of West 138th Street. The houses in this neighborhood were built back to back so that King could advertise the shared courtyards that each had for people to keep their horses there. And you still have signage that says, like on this gate, private road, remember to walk your horses, which is funny because it's kind of hard to imagine horses in Harlem today, but apparently people had horses and you had to remind people to walk them so they probably wouldn't poop in the courtyard and it smelled like a farm. That's my guess. But unfortunately, King had a hard time selling these houses in this neighborhood because, I don't know, I guess people didn't want to come up this far north. Also, the economic crash of 1839 made things even worse for King, and he wouldn't sell to black buyers. So he had no takers. The financier that, backed the project eventually took the homes back. So the homes sat on the market until 1919. As I mentioned, the homes sat on the market until about 1919. By then, Harlem had predominantly become a black neighborhood, and they were finally able to buy these homes for about $8,000 a pop. Now, I must pause here because I'm a real estate agent. To buy a townhome, a whole building, 4 stories for $8,000 is wild. I wish someone in my family would have bought one of these way back then. Now, I haven't done the calculation in today's dollars, but let's forget about that and just know that they bought these for $8,000. So eventually the neighborhood was dubbed Striver's Row because of the desires for African Americans to move up here and to buy these homes and live in this neighborhood. And the name was originally meant to be an insult, but as we do as black people, we put some swag on it and we embrace the name and we're like, this is Striver's Row. And doctors, lawyers, artists all began to move into these neighborhoods, especially during the boom of the Harlem Renaissance when more black people started to move up here in Harlem and make Harlem what it is today and what it was then, especially as more black people moved from the Jim Crow South to find work in the northern cities such as New York. Striver's Row became the who's of Harlem. So Striver's Row became the home for heavyweights like Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr., vaudeville performer Bill Bojangles Robinson, musician and composer U.B. Blake, and boxer Harry Wills, and so many more of Harlem's black upper crust lived in this neighborhood. And while this neighborhood was the popular place of choice to live, it took a downturn and suffered some blight in the 1940s, and by the 1960s, most of the neighborhood's middle-class African-American have moved out. And that was not the best period for Harlem, but in the 90s, revitalization took hold of Harlem and Striver's Row became popular and became the diverse neighborhood that we see today because it's not only black wealthy residents living here, but people from all backgrounds. Fun fact, a few celebrities lived in this neighborhood as well. For example, Tupac and his mother lived in Striver's Row before he grew up and, claimed the West Coast and all that other stuff. And Bob Dylan owned a townhome here for 14 years, which he sold in 2000 for about $560,000, and that same home sold in 2017 for $3.1 million. That tells you where the neighborhood has come from since its inception until now. So, what's Striver's Row like today? What's the vibe of the neighborhood? So like I mentioned, because of the history and the blight and the revitalization. Harlem underwent a transformation over the last decade, and strivers'row is no different. We have new developments, and the prices of these townhomes have gone up. They're in the millions now, like Bob Dylan's townhouse, which sold for $3.1 million in 2017. But the vibe of the neighborhood is definitely eclectic. There's still culture. There's lots of parks. There's a lot of young professionals, a lot of restaurants like you see behind me, The Edge, which is also a really good restaurant, but we're not doing that restaurant today. So the vibe of the neighborhood, it's friendly, it's live, people walking their dogs, jogging. It's definitely an eclectic mix, and it's definitely a vibe for young professionals, people in college, as we have City College right behind me as well. So you get a lot of that crowd in this neighborhood, and it's pretty awesome. You should move here. All right, so now you got the vibe of the neighborhood. We were really interested, so now you're thinking about leaving Midtown and moving up to Harlem. So what can you get for a 1-bedroom? Right now, if you pull up your phone, pull up Street Easy and look for Central Harlem, because strivers'row is not in there as a subcategory, but strivers'row is in the subsection of Central Harlem. Fun fact. Pull it up, 1-bedroom right now, as low as $1,500 for a 1-bedroom in Harlem to live in this awesome strivers'row neighborhood district. So that's awesome. Now, if you're thinking about buying, you're like, I don't want to rent, I want to set down permanent roots in Harlem. There's a 1-bedroom condo for just under $600,000 in a brownstone building, which is pretty awesome because it's not one of those giant glass, ugly developments, but it's in a chic brownstone like this, and it could be yours for only $500,000. So why not move to Harlem? Do it today. Okay, so now we're at everyone's favorite part of this video, and I'm sorry that, we have to save the best for last, or you wouldn't stay for the entire video. So today we are in the hood, Vegan Hood to be exact, that restaurant I told you about in the beginning. Now, they don't have a storefront, they have a kitchen that they throw down and chop it up real nice, both figuratively and literally. And I'm about to go in and make an order of my favorite dish. Let's go. Okay guys, so I have to call and make my order over the phone. I wanted the Flatbush, do you guys have that? Awesome, and then on the side, I was wondering if I can get the chicken wing, the buffalo. Yeah, So, okay, so just the rice and peas, and I'll take the kale. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Of course. All right, bye-bye. All right, guys, so I thought I could walk in and make an order, but I had to call the number on my phone. So give me about 20, 25 minutes, and you're about to see this glorious food come out, and then I'll walk you through what I ordered. Okay. Cash App?
Yeah, Cash App.
Can you, what's your Cash App?
It's $1 Vegan Hood, the number 1.
Okay. And how much is it?
It is $34.
$34. Okay. I know. All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. No, this is my first time. I order from here all the time, but I never pick up. I always order delivery. But I was in the neighborhood shooting some video stuff, so I was like, let me come by and order some food.
Spread the word. Spread
definitely.
the word.
Do you guys plan on getting a storefront?
Yes. It's gonna be God's willing.
Okay.
It's gonna be on 141st Street.
141st?
St. Nick. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, because I'm on 145th between Convent and St. Nick, so
it was meant to be.
It's gonna be meant to be. I'm gonna spend a lot of money there with you guys.
Yeah.
When is that happening? Sometime this year?
It's in the making.
In the making?
It's but this year.
This year? Awesome. I can't wait for that. I'll keep following you guys on Instagram and updates.
So
I love the food. This is my favorite. I only eat this. Every time I order, I come here.
It's my 2 daughters.
The 2 daughters? Oh, you're the moms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's, oh my God, you just melt my heart. Thank you so much.
Of course,
We appreciate your support.
No, I black owned, vegan, like that's 2 combinations that I can get down with. You know what I'm saying?
And they also wanted the daycare for the kids as well.
Oh, awesome. That's so dope. All right, I appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this lunch.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bless.
Thank you. All right. And be safe.
Thank you. Yes, of course. Just got the food. I'm about to show you. It's going down. Show you what I ordered if you've never been to Vegan Hood or heard of Vegan Hood. Can't wait till they open their restaurant because I'm gonna have to set aside a monthly budget just to buy food from here because it's that good. So here we have the buffalo fried chicken, right, with the vegan ranch on the side. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And the spicy from the buffalo sauce tingled my nose a little bit. But yeah, I'm only gonna eat one of these. I gotta save one for my wife because if I don't, I can't eat all three of these anyways. It's too overwhelming and spicy. But this is a starter, so this is about to go down when I get back home because I'm not gonna eat it in front of the camera with you guys because it's a bit messy. So let's show you the main course right here, the dish that made me fall in love with this restaurant. Ooh. All right, you guys are ready? Behold the magic right here. So this right here is oxtail. And if you don't know what that is, the definition is up on the screen. But this is a vegan take on the Jamaican oxtail, which is like a really popular dish in Jamaica. You have the rice and peas, and right here you have the cooked sauteed kale. I'm not a big fan of eating kale. I prefer to juice my kale. If you follow me on Instagram, I make green juices every morning, and kale is like the bulk of it. But this is probably the best seasoned cooked kale I've ever had, because again, I don't cook kale myself. This is the only time I ever eat cooked kale, and it's the bomb. It's juicy, it's well seasoned. Who knew kale can have so much flavor? And then the foxtail, it's to die for. Like, this is probably the best vegan dish that you can possibly buy right now. And that if you have Caribbean vibes, you're Jamaican, and you just became vegan, this right here will hit it right for you to be like, I don't have to go back and get the real thing, because this right here will hit the spot, and I'm gonna go home and face this right now. But like I said, I spoke with the owner just a while ago, if you guys saw in the video, and they plan on opening a restaurant near where I live, so that's gonna be dangerous. But also I'm very excited and happy for them. This is definitely a vegan restaurant. It's Black owned, it's vegan. If you like vegan food, you want to support the community, you want to support small businesses, you should definitely come to Harlem, check this restaurant out on 135th Street. Peace.